Max, we are down to the, let's see, are we down to the Sweet 16 of each bracket,
Yep.
right? There's 16 teams left in each bracket. Only one will be crowned state champion in each bracket. There is one region of the state, though, that has just one team carrying the torch. After a thrilling victory over Lubbock Cooper, the El Paso Parkland Matadors are still alive. And here to talk about his Matadors is their head coach. It's Coach Eric Frontz. Coach, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. We really appreciate you guys.
Hey, congratulations on the big win. You guys are carrying the torch for El Paso. Tell me a little bit about what was the difference. What was the key to getting a win over a really good Lubbock Cooper squad?
Well, we had a little bit of familiarity with them last year. We played them and came up on the short end. We talked about our overall team strengths. And these guys in the second year of the system, we believe that they would be better prepared. And they came out and they played a fantastic game, both offensively and defensively.
I want to mention specifically about the defense. You guys came up with key stops at the right time. For as much as the offense gets talked about, I feel like your defense is really playing fantastic ball right now. What is it that you've seen that's maybe clicked here in the last part of the year as you guys have rattled off your last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight wins?
Well, we had some young kids coming up, especially in the secondary, and it took those kids a little bit of time to grow. But we stressed to them about being physical and playing hard and getting to the football, and and they've all really bought into it, and they've done a fantastic job, especially here lately, flying around, getting some turnovers, hitting people, doing things that make you a good defense.
You guys, and something to be mentioned is that you're there in your first year as the head coach there at Parkland. You were the defensive coordinator last year. You got promoted after Josh Kirkland left to go to Kyle Lehman. What was that transition like for you? You are a voice that the guys are know, and it's not some new guy coming into town. But what was the transition like to go from defensive coordinator to head coach, both for you and for the team?
As far as the kids are concerned, they never skipped a beat. They jumped right in. We talked about it earlier. I told them, look, I'm going to apply for this job. I'm going to get this job for you guys so they can have some stability, and they never missed a beat. They continued to work. There was never a doubt in their mind. As far as I was concerned, of course, it's a little different. It's a little different for me now being a little bit more involved offensively and defensively instead of just worried about the defense. But the kids, their transition was almost, it was great. They never missed one step of, we got right into spring ball and we started talking about improving this year. We want to improve in the regular season, which we did by one game. We want to improve in the playoffs, which we did. And we won 2 so far, and we're looking for a third.
We're talking with Eric Frontz, the head coach of the El Paso Parkland Matadors here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at #TF Today. Coach, the offense, I don't even know where you start. I guess it seems like you can beat them in so many different ways. Let's start, though, with the guy calling the signals. Your outstanding quarterback, A.J. Briggs, a senior who is, boy, howdy, he's gonna pass 4,000 passing yards in the next game. This guy has been a stud. How important is he to what you guys want to do?
Well, obviously with Dion in the backfield, people are trying to take him away, and they load the box, and we just kind of take what they give us. If they let us throw it around, we will. If they don't, we'll run it. So he's really come a long ways. I can't stress how hard he's worked to be a better quarterback in film. Physically, he lost some weight and trimmed up a little bit to be a little bit more effective. But just understanding the game and what we're trying to accomplish, I can't say enough about him. He's done a great job. He's taking care of the ball for the most part. We still have some mistakes, but they're high school football kids. They make mistakes. It's how they rebound from them that we try to keep him going.
And you mentioned Dion Hankins, your outstanding junior running back. This is a kid who's going to be over 2,000 yards in the next game. Just a junior, and he's done it in just 9 games. You're the guy who gets to see him every day in practice. What is it about Dion Hankins that sets him apart?
Well, besides him being a great football player, he's a fantastic kid. He's a real well-rounded kid. He's a great student. he's an extremely hard worker, and he has some natural talent, but his work ethic is fantastic. I mean, we got to get him out of the weight room because he won't want to leave, and he just works so hard, and he leads by example. He's such a great example for the rest of the kids. Just the way he carries himself as an individual, on the football field. Last year he was really a one-cut guy. This year we worked on his lateral quickness, where we get him a jump cut here and a little bit more, being a little bit more agile on his feet, and he takes a lot less hits that way. And he's not trying to run everybody over.
Yeah, that certainly helps. And I'm sure for you, as the guy who wants to see him play for, get as many carries as he can, you're probably like, no, you can avoid that tackle if you want. You don't need to take him on head on. I want to ask you, the guys who probably don't get enough love, the offensive line. It can't happen without these guys. How much have you seen them improve as the season has gone on?
Yeah, they've done a great job. Last year we graduated five senior offensive linemen. So all these kids came in with very little experience. Our offensive staff did a great job. Our offensive line coaches did a great job with these kids, understanding the schemes and what we're trying to accomplish. But they just, they're not extremely huge guys. I mean, they're not real big, but they fight hard and they block the guys they're supposed to block, and they play with a lot of pride in their position and understanding that things don't happen without them. And our offensive backs and our quarterback are very complimentary of these guys, because, like you say, without these guys, Dion doesn't get any yards and AJ can't throw the ball. So great group of kids, work extremely hard, and we're really pleased with their progress thus far.
We're talking with Eric Frontz, the head coach of the El Paso Parkland Matadors here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at hashtag TF Today. All right, Coach, I want to ask you now, looking ahead a little bit. I know coaches don't like to look ahead, but you got a big game this Saturday when you guys, or rather this Friday when you take on Richland at Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock. I know I don't want to ask you to give away your game plan, but I'm sure you've been crunching some film, figuring out what to do. When you look at Richland, what are you guys up against on this Friday night?
Well, they're obviously very well coached. They have some great athletes. They do some things, that we have to prepare for. And I really try not to focus too much on our opponents. I really focus on ourselves, and what we have to do to be successful. They're a great team. Everybody in the playoffs now is, they're all going to be good. And what we try to explain to these guys is that, we're pretty good too. We're in this round too, and, we'll go out there and get our best shot and see what we can get done.
I mentioned it off the top, and I've kind of heard it said that, you guys are the last team from El Paso standing in the playoffs. I said that you guys are carrying the torch for El Paso. Do you feel that way? Do you feel like, and does the team feel that way, that you guys are now representing the Sun City?
Yeah, when we first start the season, we tell them we want to be, the first guys on the field. Every time we practice that, and we want to be the last ones off the field at the end of the year. And then they do take a little bit of ownership as far as being the last team in El Paso and being able to represent El Paso, out of town. And they do. And then so do we. We feel like we've got some support from the coaches, the other teams, the communities. Have all kind of rallied behind us and, wishing us the best of luck. And it's a great thing. We play each other quite a bit around here, and, we're kind of rivals during the season. But at the end, we want El Paso teams to go out and be successful and do the best that they can when we get out of El Paso.
Now, speaking of which, you are an El Paso High Tiger, and then you played ball at Sulross State, beautiful Alpine, Texas, one of my favorite places in the world. Go Lobos! And now you've coached out there at Andress and at Parkland, and you've been all around this El Paso. You've been mostly west. You're playing in Lubbock. Is Lubbock going to be the farthest east that you have ever gone?
No, I don't believe so. I think when I was at Riverside back in '03, we played at Texas Stadium in this round. So, and again, I tell the kids, we'll play wherever. It doesn't. We try to take the stigma off where you're playing, what time, against who. We just want to worry about ourselves. If we feel like if we If we execute offensively and we do the things we need to defensively, that we have a good chance to win. And these kids believe that, and they love each other, and we love them. And I think that goes a long way, and these kids, they'll fight for each other, and they're going to play as hard as they can and do the best they can to represent El Paso and to represent our high school, and the people in our community.
Well, they will be representing on Friday night, 7 p.m. at Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock.
Actually, we're playing Saturday. Saturday at 1.
All right. Matt Stepp of Dave Campbell's Texas Football has got it wrong on our website, and I'm going to get in for it. 1 o'clock Saturday at Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock. You can see the El Paso Parkland Matadors take on the Richland Rebels, and coaching those Matadors will be Coach Eric Frontz. Coach, appreciate your time. Congratulations on all your success, and go get them on Saturday.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. There he goes, Eric Frontz, head coach, the El Paso Parkland Matadors. I'm going to kill Stepp.
Yeah, how dare he get
got one?
wrong.
He got one of his 900 games wrong. Now
that's terrible.
But that is, and it always seems like there's one team. Actually, I think last year there wasn't an El Paso team that made it past the second round, and so there's this, there's one team in Parkland. But I will tell you, man, they can score. Okay, they can
got
score.
Players.
Briggs and Hankins, and they got these two receivers that I didn't even get to mention, Henderson, Daquan Henderson, and then Zacharias Prescia, who are both over 1,000 yards for the season. They are loaded offensively. Listen, man, they gotten this far. They got that chip on their shoulder. They're feeling good. Don't be surprised if we're talking about El Paso Parkland winning this game against Richland on Saturday afternoon. Step. So
way to go, Stepp.
So we appreciate Coach Eric Frontz for hopping on with us.